Welcome everybody, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Just a little bit of clearing. Mother, Father, Christus, Sophia, let's clear all negative energies, all dark energies, all viral energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and we'll fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath, you guys. So this is the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for today, but I got the coolest messages today. I was literally being told where the Garden of Eden is, and I was also doing some Akashic Records exercises yesterday with Jill and Remy with their video they just put out. If you guys haven't watched it, you can check that out. They're twin flame healers if you're not familiar with them. But anyway, that has to do with just going into Akashic Records. And some of the stuff that came up was zoo and love, so love relationships related, but it wasn't, I was just doing it for my twin, but somebody else as well. In the exercise, they do just 2 at a time, so that's why I was doing 2. No other real reason. But so zoo was coming up, and I watched a movie last night called Indian Horse, and it was such a painful, heart-wrenching movie. It was a beautiful movie, but so sad. It was about a life of an Indian orphan in Canada, and how it was, you know, all of the events of his life were just tragic. So a lot came up there related to the Akashic Records clearing I was doing, but also to zoo, and then the zookeeper's wife came up. So again, the Nazi times, and but then I was finding the parallel between a lot of different people in my life, including my parents, and so the zoo and the zookeeper's wife may be related to a past life with my twin, but it was also my friend from high school, who actually is the same Destiny Life lesson number as me, got married at the zoo. And my mother was all about the zoo. She went on safari for my dad's 80th birthday without him. And then my kid's dad used to watch Hatari constantly. So there's a parallel here. And it wasn't just the zoo, but other stuff came up. Flying came up, and the parallel between that, as well as, of course, the war and the Holocaust, German, or being an orphan, that came across, also being native Indian and being put out, you know, of the crowd. But I was getting at the opposite. There's a past life I've had where I was a male and Indian, and my twin was actually my white daughter. So there was a lot of prejudice in that respect as well. Also, torture was coming up across the board. You know, just being in an orphanage, torture. Growing up in your home where you have very violent parents, torture, right? There's many different ways of being imprisoned. And then the loner was coming up as well. So you might want to think across the board in your relationships, what are those constants? And then again, flying was coming up. But flying isn't just about the fear of flying, but also war, because we have a lot of flying in wars and killing. So I did my sand art this morning. I turned it over really quickly, and I was just getting the swordfish there, as well as I was seeing the lake or river back from that movie again from last night, Indian Horse. So I would definitely suggest watching it. It was a really good movie, but it was just difficult. It brings up a lot of wounds to clear, so that in that sense it's good as well. Yeah, so being an orphan, any kind of abuse in that sense, right? In the movie, there's, you know, there's rape, torture, abuse, prisonness, no happiness in the place where you live, and and think about no hope, no possibility of happiness in your future because you're stuck there as a kid. You don't know that you'll ever get out of there. The rules, having to obey, and there were nuns and priests, you know, hitting you and putting you in literally literal jails in the basement, where the savior, then the one person you think is the savior actually becomes the one who's your rapist. You know, that kind of stuff was coming up. Parents leaving you behind, and then your grandmother dies, leaving you alone in the wilderness. Like, all of these are your greatest fears. And then rescued by people who are then very militant with you, like police with no empathy. Getting your mouth washed out with soap, all that kind of stuff coming up. But also then, sports was coming up as a wound, because if you abuse yourself, right, with sports, and push your body and push your body and push your body beyond its limits every day of your life, then maybe you'll be loved, right? So it's saying if you allow the abuse, if you do it to yourself, then you can put yourself in a place of being adored by others for having abused yourself. Okay? So instead of waiting for someone else to torture you, if you do it to yourself, then you can be adored. So a lot of wounds there. But this was very cool the way this this read unfolded. So today is April 9th, 2020. Are we in the star energy today? Or was that yesterday? So 13, 14, yeah, we're in the star energy today. Oh, I did write it. Okay, so the 9 is the Hermit, and the 17 is the Star. The 17 is also an 8, which has to do with the higher levels of manifesting your dreams, or the dream state. And the 9 of the Hermit being wise and going within, which we all are doing right now, right? And the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for this 7-deck read. Again, don't forget, it's a Divine Masculine read, so it affects the masculine within the feminine as well, but it also is a general read, so if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit. Then it's not for you. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck, was cut and dealt at 12:02 to 04 today, which is the High Priestess and the Emperor. And then at 12:09, when I was putting out the numerology cards, I was getting the green environment, and I was getting the wound about people having issues with being green, right? Being more organic and stuff like that, because as soon as they associate green to it, they associate the military. Now that I'm saying that, it could bring up the dirtiness of money as well. But the initial wound is having to do with the military green. So green has a negative connotation. The read was done at 12:25 to 26, which is the Hangman, and then the 25 and 26 is the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. So a lot of inspiration there, passion. And then the major arcana for this read, the only one in the main part of the read was Starseed, which is like the Fool. And before the read, Reflection came up, which is like the Hermit. That was it for the majors today, which is very little. I almost always have two to 7 majors in this read. But today there's only one in the main part of the read. We also had the King of Cups and the Page of Pentacles were the only court cards. Before the read, the Page of Wands and the King of Cups also came up. After the read, the King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles came up. So altogether, there are 2 kings, 2 knights, and 2 pages. We had 3 swords, 2 cups, 2 wands, and 3 pentacles. So very even in the distribution of elements there. We had the most, which were the 3s of swords and pentacles, which has to do with thoughts and words and intellectualizing, as well as the pentacles of practical things, not only money, but just practical things of daily life. And the numbers in the code line were all about individuality today. And the double number that was most significant was 1010, which is that very high vibration, keeping your energy clear and high. And then 55 and 66 also came up, which is the Ace of Swords, the Truth, and the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, being very grounded, loving, and mothering and nurturing. We also had 1, 2, 3 jump, which came up yesterday, I believe. 1, 2, 3 jump, so go do it. And then 5, 6, 7 made in heaven. And the other numbers that came up on the code line about individuality were 13, 102, which added to 115, which is a 7. On a lower scale, it also added to 16, which is the Tower. So 7 of the Chariot and 16 of the Tower, and 1, 1, 5. And the 13 that was on the code line, 13 is the Death card. So around individuality, the other numbers were 3, 2, 2, 3, and 10, 10, like I said. 55 and 66, 1, 2, 3, and 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. But also 34, which is the 8 of Wands, 45, which is the 5 of Cups, 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles, and 810, which is 81 with a lot of source energy behind it. 81 is the end of karma, the end of the life cycle. So around individuality, which the ion was covered, so it was breaking off in from dividuality, so divided or duality. When you're in duality. So the code line here regarding individuality, and when you are in divided duality, the Three of Crystals was very prominent here, which is the Three of Pentacles, or the place of co-creation, your workplace, whatever it may be, and the bridge or gateway to the southeast, which can be the beach, right? The sea, or the sea as in you see it, the sea as in the ocean, the sea as in vitamin C, or it can be the Christ consciousness as well, but also the SIC, C and C, which can be if or yes. But southeast was coming up regarding the coast. And Ma, Stacy, so someone's mother maybe named Stacy might come up here. That's a specific message for you then. Regarding the workplace, the Empress of Cry Stalls, so the Empress who knows how to stall by whining or crying, or someone who will be at work from 10 to 2 when the doctor is in was coming up. Bridge, C, support, or Mast, the support, and Ace, the co-creation at the workplace in the high vibe, 2, the 2 who are in high vibration, in there, in divide. I was just getting in divide we conquer. So the duality there. So definitely needing to bridge that gap, which is also coming up in the read, closing the gap. Bridge, C, seeing Ma as a saint or sweet one at the workplace. And then I was getting 10 and 2. So that, and then 10 and 2 are the positions for the steering wheel too that you drive. So maybe she drives the ship at work. I was getting keeping the tent up. Somebody could be at work 10 to 2 as well. But someone might be teaching you how to drive as far as co-creation, keeping your hands at 10 and 2 in a balanced way. The gateway, or it's also relating to boats and the sea mast, the ocean, and acing to the nth degree, the Re, or the shaman in you at the office, right, in your work. And a wrist with somebody has ALS, so that lupus is coming up, but they're saying their limp wrist may have to do with their lupus because they're weak. A destined key for you and you, so that's 2 U's, at the half moon, which would come up around the 14th or 15th of this month, in divine duality. You and you at the half moon. And half moon is a very balanced time during the cycle. So again, lupus is coming up, the mother, the shaman, the sea, so also bridging southeast, going to the shore, and the mast, so somebody may be working on their boat and tending to individuality afloat. So learning how to co-create, perhaps 2 twins may go out on a boat, so that they can't get off, they have to stay with each other and work it out. That may be something that's coming up as well. So we have the 10 of Swords upright, starting out this read. So we have the 10 of Swords, the cards below the 10 of Swords here, because we have the 10 of Swords there, and then we have the 8 of Cups, the Reflection, which is the Hermit, then the Page of Wands, and then the King of Cups was right below the 10 of Swords. And by the way, the 3 cups that I was guided to put up in front today here, this is the King of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Page of Wands. So that has to do with unconditional love and God and inspiration. So that was really a beautiful theme for the read today. It also can be a water sign male, a Taurus, and then a younger fire sign, a child perhaps. Can be 3 generations as well. It could be the grandfather, the father, and the grandchild as well. So at 10 of Swords upright, an ending pain, a painful end, after uncomfortable energies of over-isolating and then coming out, inspired by the King of Cups, or unconditional love. Love offered from the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, legacy, or even the world or the country. And the Emperor reversed to the Hermit reversed with the Page of Wands and King of Cups, which actually also came up in those middle cards I just showed you. So love offered from this family, or can be from a business, or from the country or the world. There may be some kind of love offering from an abundant body. With the Emperor reversed to the Hermit reversed, and that the Emperor reversed can be out of control, abusing their power, or they can be an ego death, stepping down from power, to the Hermit, who may be coming out of isolation. So as one steps down from power, the other one comes out of isolation. Does that make sense? And then with along with the Page of Wands and the King of Cups, which would be an inspired child, and then a man of love, a loving man. The Empress reversed, manifesting her destiny. The Empress reversed can be someone who's ungrounded or ill, or it can be someone who's nasty or pissed, right? Manifesting their destiny away from this. The Empress reversed offers the love on behalf of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, legacy, country, or world, and the Magician is manifesting abundance, spinning the wheel forward over the Emperor reversed, taking it down a notch for the Emperor reversed is a good thing here. The Empress reversed and the Emperor reversed, as he offers family and business love to the past, or to the Hermit, and she holds the magic and the tools to go forward. And again, we have the Emperor and the Empress both reversed, so this could be two much older people who are splitting up. All right, so it could even be grandparents splitting up. Or two people in business together splitting up and not, stepping down from the business. The King of Wands reversed with synchronicities and options between them, and the Queen of Wands reversed, who sees them as snakes and dragons, those synchronicities. The King of Wands reversed is looking toward the Two of Cups, bond, and the Queen of Wands reversed is looking into space past the synchronicities that are always in her face, choosing the past and having clung to it. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed fell for the Knight of Pentacles, or the Queen of Pentacles reversed is lacking faith and is receiving help from the Knight of Pentacles to hold her up, or made a fool of herself in front of the Knight of Pentacles. So options, synchronicities, and activities are between the King of Wands and Queen of Wands, both reversed, and the choice of path is between the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Falling on face from grace or lacking faith is between the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles upright, she's reversed, and confessing or dropping burdens to be together in the Two of Cups bond. The Knight of Pentacles offering to grow roots in this connection and build a foundation, perhaps putting on brakes and planting those roots in the countryside by the water, clamping off the etheric work for a bit to get grounded and connect together, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed ungrounded as the King of Swords holds his tongue, with the King of Pentacles wanting to put a sword through them and wipe that smirk off of elitism off his face. So it's like the King of Swords wanting to do that to the King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles just is sitting there calm, condescending, and like he knows everything, and the King of Swords is very cold, right? But in his truth. But it's like the King of Swords is ready to slash that smirk off his face, and that could be brothers as well. Brothers, partners, friends, father, son, whatever it is. And it can be two sides of the Divine Masculine. So again, the King of Swords holds his tongue, and the King of Pentacles wanting to put a sword through them and wipe that smirk off his face. The King of Swords to the King of Pentacles. And then stretching the long arm of the law, unable to stop now, or the King of Swords is very stiff, cold, icy at 111, which is the Magician and Justice. And Justice is Libra, so it could be a Libra King of Swords. Or the King of Swords is emotionally unavailable because they fell off the horse in front of the King of Pentacles before, and he's a sore sport, one or the other, at 113, which is the Magician and the Death card or transformation. So they could be two men who are very competitive with each other, or the masculine within his own self. But we also have the King of Pentacles along with the Queen of Pentacles reversed here. So she's coming up as, well, I'll get into this here. Or the King of Pentacles is the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed is the Knight of Swords reversed, who's holding their tongue and then lashing out, as the King of Swords is cold as ice, and then the King of Pentacles, a snob, thinks they're above the rest. He breaks her every chance he gets. It's like she is the horse, and he whips her into shape. This could be the one comes up here, and beneath that is true love, that this is a romance of a lifetime. It's like the horse trying to break free of the stall, and the master, as the King of Pentacles, is patronizingly saying, not until you calm down. Like, do as I say. You are beneath my knowledge and manifestation abilities. And then the Queen of Cups is reversed, not being nurturing, and the Knight of Wands is rushing in with passion, trying to rescue the situation, right? While the all business relationship, and in this relationship, they're no longer spying and trying to close the distance gap. working with karmic after a fight or lost a battle, trying to come clean, get clean, and close the gap between them. The karmic no longer trying to prove that she is his twin by matching body parts, that this is just a work thing. No more sharpening blades or words to make sure they cut well, and testing the sharpness of them at 126, which is the Magician and the Page of Wands. No more metal scroll hearts, mirrors, and cups out on the tables. Raising hand. It was raining really hard right there at 126. Yeah, so somebody could be cleaning up stuff outside too. I have to bring it in because it rained so much. The twins working on no more guilt and shame felt, no more making the other guilty, and no more spying, rescuing, denying, or withholding. Environment comes up, which is number 44. That was that green reference. And beneath that is personal growth, which is number 7, which is the Chariot, and working on a green environment. Defenseless to energies in upside down world, letting go of holding on and refusing to save the world, falling short of expectations or being a player, or just holding back their desires in a broken heart and separation and or three-way situation. The King of Cups is feeling very loving and reaping rewards. The world feeling played and forced to let go and feel defenseless. Allow it to happen. Feel defenseless and separated. Brings the unconditional love and reaping rewards of such. The final wound. So then the final wound comes up again. Vamping up the red to orange root and fern, and then Morocco and the Barbary coast was coming up, literally as the Garden of Eden, the initial place of the first wound, which is the Garden of Eden, when Adam hurt Eve. So the Barbary coast and Morocco was the first thing came up with fern, which is also referencing to the farm. So there's a farm at the base. All right, I'm going to read through this because a lot came up. Morocco and the Barbary coast. The Barbary coast is Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, as well as Morocco. But also barbershop quartets were coming up here. And vamping up now is showing me vampiring, so that's coming up as well. And that just has to do with the, using other people's energies. But the first sword in the heart was coming up here on a farm in a field with a lamb and DNA and a tree, or in other words, the Garden of Eden, when Adam left to get a haircut, since she ate his apple, the lamb and the lion. And there's no other than a Barbary lion. Panthera, Leo population in North Africa, regionally extinct today. The population occurred on the Barbary coast, and this is from en.wikipedia.org, of Maghreb, from the Atlas Mountains to Egypt. So here comes Atlas, which we talk about all the time. So it's basically a farm area at the base of the Atlas Mountains on the Barbary coast in Morocco is where the Garden of Eden is coming up here, where the initial wound was placed. Until the Barbary lion was considered distinct, a distinct subspecies. It was similar to the West and Central African lions. And it falls into the same group as the Asiatic lion, but they're more considered the North African lion, the Barbary lion. Also Berber lion, Atlas lion, and Egyptian lion is called. It's light to dark or tawny, dark tawny. The males with shorter manes, light manes, dark manes, or long manes. Head to tail, some of these the big lions were literally 2.35 to 2.8 meters, or 7 foot 9 inches to 9 foot 2 inches, huge. And some of their manes extended down to their chest and to their elbows on their front paws and under their belly. And the right elbow always comes up a lot for me, so that was very interesting. And the manes. And so they were mainly in this area, but were also gifted to places in, I believe it was London they were referencing, but are also Morocco and Ethiopia. So the Felis Leo, or Felis Leo, is the scientific name by Carl Linnaeus, 1758, for a specimen from Constantine, Algeria, and Constantine's my father's name, so that's another parallel here. The Sinai Peninsula, the Nile, east and west deserts, Wadi el Natron, and the coast of the Mediterranean are all the areas that the lion would be found. And near Memphis, and I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, so that's funny too. So when the stags and gazelles are scarce in the Atlas Mountains, they preyed on the herds of the livestock, carefully tended to. And actually tended to came up in the code line today, as well as wild boar and red deer. So literally talking about the feminine as the lamb and the masculine as the lion coming down off of the mountains, the Atlas Mountains. How convenient. And raiding the farms. So after the masculine having left, having come back and raided the farms sometimes when they were hungry. So not only left, but then came back and abused her at times. So it's very interesting the way they brought up the Garden of Eden here. But that the masculine has to go back. He's the only one who can remove the initial wound. Okay, so there's a lot that came up about that area and the lion, so you can look up the lion if you want more information about them. There are some, a few reported around. In Texas, there's supposed to be 2 of those lions, as well as they're proven ones. Is it the one in Texas? No, the ones that are DNA tested are in Wisconsin. That are actually the Barbary lion. But there's also claims the one in Newcastle, PA, Living Treasures Wild Animal Park, claimed to have 2, as well as a place in France, Zoo des Sables de l'One in Vendée, France, and yeah, they claim to have 2 Atlas lions. So in these lions, and this is from petworlds.net, the Barbary limbs are shorter, and they have a torso that's more robust and muscular, and a deeper chest, as well, and a well-rounded hindquarters, which is funny, referencing a masculine, with wide faces and round cheeks, and muzzles more shorter and more narrow than the traditional African lions. So getting back to the read here, the King of Cups with the Saturn ring hanging over his head, with a happy dazed look on his face. So he's looking happy here. The 2 female wounds are out, but the last is his to remove, the last honoring. Reaping rewards of ending the pain to come together with twin, the King of Pentacles is closing the gap and creating a green environment, getting organized, aligned, getting his ducks in a row. In recent past is the 6 of Cups reversed. Impatient kids, being the inner children of the masculine and feminine, the Knight of Cups coming forth to offer love to 2 who are out in the cold. The meet of the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, offering the truth about unhappiness of the King of Wands reversed. And they can be children coming together as well. So they could be 2 little kids who are the impatient ones, and then 2 older kids who are the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, or they can both represent the masculine and the feminine. The Page of Pentacles at 227, which is the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands, which is the center card for the read today, by the way, upright. The Page of Pentacles child, the student, opportunity or invitation, with the Emperor reversed to avoid disaster of the twins coming together. Or at 228, which is the High Priestess and the 28, the 2 of Wands, or the twins, in the aftermath of sudden events or epiphanies, or issues of father and son, and always avoiding disasters with him. So basically pacifying the father so he doesn't explode or whatever he does to him. Children impatient to reunite, or the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands are gathering witnesses to present the truth to an unhappy King of Wands reversed, while he is inundated with projects from the Emperor reversed to block his efforts. Not so unexpected. Or this can be an Emperor who's stepping down, so he's dumping all the work on the King of Wands reversed, who's already been exhausted. So the foundation here is the Knight of Cups, offering love, dropping burdens, confessing, coming clean or getting clean, to complete family or emotional cycle, for a happy ending. Finding peace, offering love around the world and or to the sealed divine feminine. Finding peace and dropping responsibilities and confessing. Grounding and integrating an offer of love while getting clean to complete the cycle and live happily ever after. In a world, happy family, happy divine feminine, happy ending. You complete me. The central energy here is the Ace of Wands, the new passion ignited in the aftermath of recent events and offered new passion and growth from detoxing chaos or going through rehab, breaking the chaos or the chains that bind, defenseless to divorce, a break, or Taurus reversed, or the spiritual journey. The challenge being the Three of Pentacles, the workplace or place of co-creation, and the Empress reversed in balance, or is not sharing, or there's debt, or a scam, or inequity in the relationship. Bored, grounding, and integrating. The Empress reversed can be a mother, a mother-in-law, a boss, their partner, but she's reversed, so she's not in good energy. So at least she's ungrounded or just upset, especially if they're going through a divorce as an older person. But bored, grounding, and integrating, offer of love from the Knight of Cups, and then the Knight of Cups turns around and offers a bigger love to the Ten of Cups, to receive Ten of Cups emotional fulfillment and happiness. And that can be a family too, but it's a family ending. It's a culmination of an emotional cycle. So awaken to grief of the Queen of Cups reversed in uncomfortable emotions with the King of Cups upright and the Empress reversed. All right, so there's a King of Cups here, an Empress reversed, and a Queen of Cups reversed. Rejected and surrender, yet the Two of Cups. Rejected and surrender, and yet there's this Two of Cups bond and being offered the big love. So it's confusing when you're being rejected and being offered love at the same time. So that kind of energy, which you all understand. The Lovers are reversed, but this is the Lovers card with two lovers in it. So it's like letting go of one of two lovers, which is good. So destined perhaps to choke, though, in the aftermath of jealous rages with a partner Sagittarius or drinker with attitude or makes potions, a fallen angel. Depressed or Aquarius receiving clarity now or new information about the world and sealed divine feminine in uncomfortable emotions of brokenness of ascension and or the state of emergency now. But receiving more clarity about what actually happens in the connection. So now is the Two of Swords reversed. Again, the clarity of the situation and the suffering and silence, the stress, the purging, the up nights, the not sleeping, the headaches, whatever you experience at the present moment for the masculine. Carrying the weight of the world upon your shoulders and disconnect with lover. Remember Eve, disconnect from your lover Eve from the Garden of Eden, reaping rewards of Adam's apple and the need to speak up. Letting go of deliberations and inspired to be the student. Or two kids, the Page of Wands and Page of Pentacles, are excited by synchronicities or their options, heaven in their eyes. The Queen of Wands reversed feels like a prisoner amidst the synchronicities with the kids seeing them too, under the radar bulls breaking free or broken in by each other, not by the Cancer. Coming together to end the pain in deep connection with the Queen of Swords 5D meditation and the man in the mirror. The King of Wands reversed in pain about the past with twin, romantic tie with 3, clear now about the fall on deliberations at the gate or at the door and not moving one way or the other, and that's the Y in the road, at 255, which is the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. At 256, which is the Two of Swords again, knowing and keeping to yourself, or clearly feeling a fool for deliberating for so long, the Divine Masculine, while the Divine Feminine clearly was very uncomfortable in their energies and emotions, broken, broke down, broke up, broke through, or canceling moves and travels, collapsed. Soon for the masculine is the Five of Swords reversed, post-war, as the King of Cups, Justice, Divorce, or Libra, healing and forgiving in uncomfortable energies with the Queen of Cups reversed. Sovereign and Queen of Swords reversed, or a Sovereign Queen of Swords reversed, implementing a plan to block an ending or a depth or a completion of sorts, the transition or the transformation, or the dark night, trying to prevent it from happening with their family. Defenseless to prison or anxiety issues, of dissatisfaction and unhappiness being alone. Cancer and Scorpio may be defenseless to plans, and the Queen of Swords reversed may be in prison, if not real prison, of anxiety in her mind, and the Divine Masculine unhappy alone, without sovereign, while healing and forgiving each other. The masculine seeing himself as a starseed reversed, decrowned or feeling a fool, embarrassed, fell, took the fall, fell from grace, or just lacking faith in falling in love, holding back desires, energetic exchange, delays in commitment or travel or communication, and withholdings to play ball and magnetize money. Depressed and broken and strong, the Queen of Wands is reversed, or Aquarius is reversed, Cancer is reversed, Leo is upright, and the Queen of Wands is reversed. So it could be 4 people here. And the Knight of Pentacles is on top of her, offering help to the underdog, the Hermit reversed, going crazy in isolation, or coming out, but not in their direction. They didn't care before, leaving them to feel insane like a crazy person, but now they're willing to come forward to end the battle. No one wins here, but no one loses, so it's a good thing to stay neutral. Love yourself first comes up for the masculine, as well as heart-to-heart conversations and attraction. Around him, or how he is seen, is the 7 of Wands reversed, defenseless to the energies and attacks coming in, unstable home, or moving or leaving or visiting, to juggle, perform in unbalanced mess or messy situation. Doing a balancing act amidst instability or unstable home and inequity of a relationship, a rebalance in order. Coming together at work, in a breakup, or without affection and defenseless to the situation, the masculine needs to clear blocks around the 10 of Pentacles upright, whether that's a family, a business, a legacy, a country, or the world. Clear blocks around the possibility of that dream family, of having the dream. That all families with money are tainted and shadowy or secretive. So this may be a block for the masculine, thinking that there's, anyone with money then also has secrets, okay? That family secrets never die. So there's a wound there for the masculine. Individuality comes up, but even more so is spiritual partnership and rebirth for the masculine today. The Page of Wands is inspired to date, perhaps, and the Evil Empress reversed may be a pissed mother, or the Page of Wands is inspired by an old fart. So it could be a grandchild with their grandparent as well, inspired by maybe a grandmother who's got a disability or is, mentally losing it. But the Page of Wands child may be a child or grandchild who's actually getting a kick out of them, right? But it also could be a mother who's pissed that someone wants to date. So whether it's a child or the masculine, it could be the masculine and his mother as well, or a partner even. But the Page of Pentacles is inspired to learn their psychic abilities. At the gate, getting clarity from the world of the Divine Feminines in difficult emotions and in challenging times. The Page of Pentacles post-war with PTSD and negative self-talk, choosing the new path, the left, and their psychic abilities. Finding peace about the past with their twin and ending pain and betrayal with clarity and allowing the fall to not be perfect, that it's okay. And this was at 3:19-20, which is the Empress, and then the Sun, and then Judgment. The King of Wands reversed, or the Shaman here, and the Knight of Pentacles upright are out in the cold together. Or that's just him and an offer forward to go in the sunshine and have full exposure. 3:20 is the Empress and Judgment. So this could be any Empress, mother, boss, wife, aunt, grandmother, whoever it is, twin. The Empress and the 20 of Judgment. The Empresses are reversed in this read. The Sun comes out here at the end with happiness, kids, and riding white horses in the Garden of Eden together. And then when I got Garden of Eden, I was getting Gethsemane. But if you break Gethsemane, it says get semen E. And it's so related, right, to the Garden of Eden. So the Page of Pentacles finds peace with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright. Out in the cold, the Four of Wands is reversed, moving from home. Not the Queen of Wands reversed, but the King of Wands reversed. So the King of Wands reversed is with this Knight of Pentacles upright here at the end. The Page of Pentacles finds peace with the King of Wands Shaman reversed, who could just be really exhausted, and the Knight of Pentacles upright proposing something, whether that's him or someone else, out in the cold with the Four of Wands reversed, which is an unstable situation or moving from home. It could be visiting, it could be ending a marriage, ending a big party that had to get canceled. But the unstable situation, but learning that it's important to have a destabilized environment in order to expand and create an even better stable environment. So uncomfortable, Hermit reversed, inspired to or by the King of Cups, or unconditional love, to end a painful situation. The Knight of Cups offers love and falls on their face into defenselessness to energies and attacks from the past, which ignite a new passion, but challenged by coming together at work or co-creating post-war, with the Ten of Pentacles dream family, with clarity about their new abilities, and finding peace with the King of Wands reverse shaman offering help to those out in the cold, to bring sunshine to unstable home, to move or end a marriage at 328, which is the Empress and the twins, basically. Ending pain or painful ending from the past and the Garden of Eden, the Knight of Cups offers love and ignites a new passion and clarity, challenged by coming together to co-create. Lacking faith or falling on face from grace, or post-war PTSD and uncomfortable feelings of the Ten of Pentacles dream, family, business, legacy, country, or world, being happy together. And the Page of Pentacles eager to learn about their abilities in a peaceful place, with the King of Wands shaman reversed and the Knight of Pentacles proposal out in the cold, yet at the same time in the sun and happy, exposed, moving, visiting, ending a marriage or a big party, and realizing it takes instability to expand to better the situation or stability, and that the heart is the home. So that's the read for you guys. It was just 41, 47. And that is the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. New love and unconditional love. So that's a beautiful note to stop on. I'm just going to pull 2 cards today. I'll just do the energy deck. I'm just going to do the energy deck and the crystal angels. That's it for today. Just to get a few closing cards. All right, so everybody take a deep breath. For everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And let's clear all negative, dark, and viral energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful, divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. All right, so from the energy deck, what is our final advice? That came up really fast. Look at that. The 2 stallions, the white and the dark horse. And the white horse actually came up in the read. And actually the horses too, because that was the explanation of the horse in the stall, and then the white horse roaming free. So now they're free to run together. Action, take action. 17 is the star. That's beautiful energy. And notice how green it is. It's all black and white and green. Black, white, and green all over. So that green environment, which is not a bad thing, it's a healthy thing. And running free together as opposites, the 2 sides of the coin. That's beautiful. And then showing appreciation, so 15. And remember, we're coming up at the end with the basically the couple, and then the Empress reversed aside from that. So here's the couple again, and the feminine energy aside from that with the Devil energy, which is just the shadow, right? To show appreciation for your moment. So now somebody else learning the journey, starting out again to show appreciation for what's around them, for what they do have. The flowers and the beautiful green and the stability that they have in their life. So even if you're not in the perfect place you want to be in because you're left out from this couple over here, to learn to appreciate what you do have, and that's how then you go forward and pull in what you do want. What is truly suited for you. So the underlying energy here is the first chakra, Archangel Michael, which came up there, the red and orange roots that brought up Morocco. So it's about safety and stability and making a strong foundation. 35 is the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior energy. Okay. Of surrendering. It's not about giving up. It's about surrendering, allowing. And then from the Crystal Angels deck, let's see what comes up for you guys. So that's a really beautiful message. And let's just show you those 3 together too. All right. So from Crystal Angels, last card. What is the last word of advice from this read? What is the point of this read in the Garden of Eden? We're getting a little messy here. Well, I guess the Garden of Eden would be a little messy, so. All right. This is the card we have. We have rubellite. Passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. Rubellite. And there's one more that wants to come out. And this came up yesterday. Aqua Aura. Healthy communication and relationships. Heart-to-heart discussions and clear, assertive communication helps you to understand and be understood. So both ways, passion and purpose, and they're very similar in energies here. Passion and purpose and healthy communication and relationships, all right? And isn't that the twin combination here? Okay, it says good communication in relationships and having a passion and purpose together. It's interesting too here that one is more green within here, and one is more like the pinks and peaches. So aqua and rubellite. All right, so the underlying energy is ruby, and then again that references the root chakra because it's ruby red. Bless your heart, reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. That's the underlying energy. Bless your heart. And that's very gold, so the solar plexus, but also that it's ruby red, but it's also magenta in color here. So, all right, so I'm going to show you these together. So from this deck, you have the yellow and then the two cards that came out here like that. And then from the other deck, you had the underlying energy of Archangel Michael, along with these two cards here, okay? And this can reference the masculine also making a strong foundation, while the feminine is here, the white horse, showing her appreciation, right? The wounded warrior and the shadow side of the masculine and feminine coming together side by side and taking action together. Okay, so that has a double meaning there. All right, guys, I'm going to show you the cards. Underlying energies, 10 of orbs, recent past, the 6 of cups, that was reversed. Under here we have the Knight of Cups upright there, which I always like when he's upright. And the center energy is the Ace of Flames upright. You see the flame right there. And the challenge being the 3 of Crystals upright, or Pentacles. The other underlying energies there. And crowning is the 2 of Swords, reversed today. And as we scroll across, we end up at the 5 of Orbs, which is reversed, so post-war. The masculine sees himself as the Starseed, reversed. Around him, or how he's seen, is the 7 of Flames, reversed. The blocks he needs to clear has to do with the 10 of Pentacles family upright, which can be a big business as well, or the world even. And then we end up, there's the red and the purple and blue. So root, third eye, and throat chakra coming up there. We end up with the Page of Pentacles, discovering their abilities. The 6 of Swords, or peace, and then the King of Wands shaman reversed. The Knight of Pentacles above that, and then the 5 of Pentacles are the 2 out in the, it's actually the one in the Mary Magdalene cave in the cold, and then the sunshine to come warm her up. Okay, and then the last card here, which you can't really see there, is this is the 4 of Wands card. That's the last one that's reversed. And then the underlying energies from the numerology deck, very green and purple, of the heart and the third eye. Okay, and then you saw the 3 cards behind love. Okay, so make sure you take care of yourselves today. A little bit of stress, I think, in my heart area today, but it might be because of the wound clearing I was doing from Akashic Records this morning. But it's a beautiful day outside. It's been windy and raining, and now the sun's beautiful and out again. It's a very weird day, but beautiful. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and just really, I guess, we're being called to have gratitude today. Really have gratitude and rise and be loved, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.